Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to my channel. You already know who it is. Back with another video. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here. Support the channel. I'm currently working my way up that ladder, trying to reach 2,000 subs by the end of the year and 4,000 watch time hours. So please support my channel. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps to grow the channel, especially if you're in the Marvel and DC content. So today, your boy is talking about DC because it is the summer of Superman. That's right, y'all. The Superman movie is officially out. Everybody and their mom is talking about it. It's got some good reviews. It's got some bad reviews. It's got a mixed bag as a whole. Some people like it, some people don't. Quite honestly, the movie was not for me. It really felt like it was made for kids. And so I'm sitting here talking to y'all because I want to talk about the future of the DCU. And I hope that the future of the DCU is bright. I hope that it is something that a lot of people want to get behind and support because obviously, with everything that happened with the DCEU, there wasn't a lot of support. Obviously, I don't believe that the people behind the movies and everything like that, the higher ups, they knew what they wanted to do. They didn't know what they wanted to do. Is what I'm trying to say. They were greenlighting a bunch of movies and stuff just didn't work out, and it's really disappointing because you still have a lot of fans who are Snyderverse fans who still want to see a continuation of the DCU excuse me, and I just highly doubt that that's gonna happen. So focusing on the DCU, like I said, I want to see a bright future for this universe because if this Superman movie doesn't make the numbers to get a sequel or to continue to push the DCU forward, who knows what's going to happen. I think that David Zaslav might possibly shut the books on the DCU because he sees it as a non-profitable thing. And Warner Brothers as a whole is already going through a lot of issues when it comes to the money side of things. So if Superman doesn't make the money to, um, get it to a sequel and push the DCU forward as far as the other projects, then the DCU is going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Now, I know we got Supergirl coming up next year. We have Lanterns coming up. We also have Clayface, which was a unexpected project that got announced, and I'm trying to think of something else that might have been announced that slipped my mind. Lanterns, Supergirl, Clayface. These are the three projects, as far as I know, dropping next year in 2026. Oh yeah, Peacemaker. And Clayface was kind of like an unexpected project. I think that what James Gunn is doing when it comes to Clayface is he's just kind of taking a little detour a little bit because we don't know what the situation is 100% with Robert Pattinson's Batman. I know that the director officially has a script done. It was turned in, and I believe this movie is supposed to start shooting next year, and we're supposed to get it in 2026 or is it 2027? I'm losing track here. Okay. Anyway, besides that, um, the future projects, anything that I'm looking forward to, quite honestly, not really. I don't really care for Clayface. Supergirl, I've never been a big fan of. I know people are talking about the tone of Superman and the tone of some of the future projects and how the tone is going to be different for each project. It's not going to be the same. I believe James Gunn came out and said that himself, which that is a good thing because the tone of Superman was not for me. Okay, it was too goofy and too childish and too stupid, and for a lot of people, they enjoyed it, and for a lot of other people, they didn't enjoy it. So I'm hoping that this thing, as far as the DC universe going forward, is a success. So I was sitting there looking at some of the other things that possibly could be, um, moving forward. Things that were announced that James Gunn said were going to be moving forward, but we haven't heard anything yet, such as Paradise Lost. And I know there has been talks that James Gunn put out that we are looking at a future Wonder Woman tied to Paradise Lost. You also have, as far as right now, Batman, the Brave and the Bold. I don't know what's up with that. You also have Swamp Thing and Booster Gold. Swamp Thing and Booster Gold, I've heard nothing about since it was announced. I think those two properties have been put to the wayside, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. I know a lot of people have been saying that James Gunn only wants to greenlit his stuff and not stuff that is gonna help the movie, help this movie industry, DC property, whatever you want to call it, move forward. And we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But as far as what he's got going forward, I mean, I want to see what the tone is of these other properties. There's been a lot of talk since Superman dropped. Supposedly, we are getting a Mr. Terrific TV show and a with Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen TV show. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that both Jimmy Olsen and especially Mr. Terrific in the movie were a huge standout. And if people really like those characters and gravitate toward those characters, they're going to want to see more of them. So I can see James Gunn saying we can give y'all like a maybe 6 to 8 to 10 episode on HBO Max. I think a Mr. Terrific TV show, in my opinion, would be more interesting than Jimmy Olsen, just because Jimmy Olsen is just a reporter, so it's not like unless they find some way to make it interesting with adding superheroes into the story, I don't think anybody really want to see a Jimmy Olsen mini show on HBO Max. Mr. Terrific, on the other hand, I would definitely care to watch. I did like his character in the movie. He was the big, huge standout, but we'll see what happens with that going forward. As far as the other properties that James Gunn has, like I said, Clayface, I think they're already working on that. Supergirl, I think is pretty much already done. So I look forward to see the marketing and everything they do for that. But as a whole, like I said, even though the Superman movie was not my cup of tea, I want to see it, as far as the universe, do great. I want to see it light a fire in the Marvel's ass and really get them to step their game up, because Marvel just hasn't been Marvel for a long time, and I want to see them look at DC and say, "Oh, they're getting fans excited, so we got to do better." And yeah, so when it comes back to the DC side of things, I just feel like James Gunn needs to sit back, run things from behind the scenes, and let somebody else have the director's chair if this Superman movie gets a sequel, because he got to direct the movie that he wanted to direct, and I want to see somebody else do something else with it. I hope it goes into a little more serious uh direction instead of continuing on with the goofy direction. I know a lot of people are saying, well, you got Man of Steel, and that's more of a serious direction. True. But it's like I can't imagine us having a bunch of goofy stuff going on if Superman and the Justice League, which I believe we're eventually going to get to in the future, are in a fight with Darkseid or any other big threat, and you got a bunch of goofy stuff going on in this movie. It's going to completely take people out of the movie. At least me. I can't speak for a lot of other people, but for me, it would take me out of the movie completely. But like I said, I think the future of the DC universe is bright, and I think it could be a win if James Gunn, stays focused and continues on with a plan. Because if he starts greenlighting a bunch of stuff and starting to see what sticks and what works, that's where you're gonna be in trouble. Because then you're gonna be following what the old regime did, and nobody really cared for what they did, and you saw how it ended. So I'm really hoping that this new DC universe is gonna be something good. James Gunn is gonna put the necessary time into it and care into it. A lot of people did, like I said, the Superman movie wasn't for me, but we'll see how the future installments go. As far as the other projects, we'll see how they go as well. I don't know in which order what's coming up next. I don't know if it's Peacemaker. I don't know if it's Lanterns. I don't know if it's Clayface. I can kind of see maybe. Well, scratch that. I think that Clayface, I know, is a movie. Supergirl is the next movie, and then I believe the Peacemaker is a TV show. So yeah, the next movie on the docket is Supergirl, and I can't wait to see what the marketing is going to be. I can't wait to see what the direction is going to be. I hope that it isn't the same tone as Superman. I hope it is a little more seriousness to it. I'm not a big Supergirl fan, but I do want to see what James Gunn is going to do going forward with this universe. So that's just my 2 cents. I want to see this universe do good, be something great, and take off. Even though Superman wasn't for me, I still want to see this universe soar. Because if it doesn't, I could honestly see Zaslav closing the books on the DC universe and DC properties for years to come. So support this stuff with your wallets. I did support Superman with my wallet. I'll support the future projects as long as I'm interested with my wallets, and we'll just see what happens. So y'all post your comments down below. You let me know what you all think. Do y'all think the future of the DCU is bright? Did you enjoy Superman? Are you looking forward to Supergirl and any other projects that are in the pipeline? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace.